Oh my God, they came over here to talk to them that they violated. Yo, they violated them. They violated them. No, they violated them. Oh, they not stopping.
It's really gross. I mean, you're watching a disgraceful assault on our law enforcement as unruly men in New York City attack officers with buckets of water over the weekend. Former Mayor Rudy Giuliani blaming the incident on Mayor Bill de Blasio and his, quote, hands-off approach for our NYPD. Is that the reason? Joining me right now to discuss this, we have Fox News contributor Deneen Borelli and presidential historian Doug Wead. Good to see you guys.
Hey, Trish.
Hey, you know, I don't know why this is happening. I mean, I think there's a whole slew of different reasons why, actually. But sort of at the crux of it, as far as Rudy Giuliani is concerned, is this liberal bias in New York City that's perpetuated by this mayor, Bill de Blasio, who I think even liberals would agree is a pretty darn lousy mayor. What do you think the reason is, Deneen?
Well, listen, when I first saw this video, Trish, it turned my stomach. I mean, to disrespect our law enforcement in this way is just utterly outrageous. Today it's water. Tomorrow, who knows what individuals might do in order to attack our law enforcement.
We've seen it, right? I mean, the whole Black Lives Matter movement had a lot of police brutality baked into it there. Doug, you know, when you look at what's happening in New York City now and you contrast it with New York City in the past, walk us through what the dangerous spiral that this city, New York, seems to be on and in.
Well, the big thing that's different right now from previous crises to me is that you get no condemnation from, I mean, the Democrat leaders are not condemning this. You have Antifa and their violence where they attacked a journalist, a gay journalist, in the hospital with a brain hemorrhage. They threw a milkshake at him that apparently had cement in it. And you have no condemnation. No one saying you had Senator Booker joking about punching Donald Trump with a comedian and then blamed Trump for it. Said, see what he made me do, which is a classic abuser. He makes the victim the cause. You made me do it. That troubles me. I wish the leaders would condemn these sort of things.
Yeah, it's almost like they want to see this kind of violence. But look, I mean, Deneen, you think about the left right now, and they feel like they have free reign, right? Like if you dare to say, I support the president or I support the president's policies, then they're taking straight aim at you, for you. You are somehow not a human being like them. They're dehumanizing people that are conservative or Trump supporters right now.
Sure. Well, think about the countless Trump supporters that have been physically assaulted since the president has been in office. The comments from Cory Booker were reprehensible.
Yeah.
Where's
we
the Secret Service?
Yeah,
right?
No, I know. We actually, I want to show them to the viewer because you brought it up, and so did Doug. And Cory Booker, you know, trying to play tough guy on late night TV. Take a peek.
Donald Trump is a guy who, you understand, he hurts you, and my testosterone sometimes makes me want to feel like punching him, and which would be bad for this elderly, out of shape man that he is. If I did that, this physically weak specimen.
Yeah, Cory, I think he could take you. But anyway, not that we want to encourage that. I should point out that Mr. Booker's latest polling, it isn't even above 2%. So he's not too popular. If Democrats can't win on policy, I guess debasing and lousy rhetoric, violent rhetoric is going to become their tactic, Deneen?
It's really scary to see this, Trish. And don't forget, Representative Scalise almost died because someone tried to kill Republicans because they were playing softball. Cory Booker's words could fuel someone who is unstable to inflict harm on anyone who is a Trump supporter or the president himself.
Yeah, and then there's this weird twisted side that, you know, some people are saying, well, he deserved it because he dared to support Donald Trump. Doug, you usually have some voice of sanity that makes me feel better in these environments because as a historian, you always say, look, it's not as bad as you think. It's just, you know, the media that contributes to it. But you've said that, we've been here in history before.
Well, we've been here before, but it's not a good sign. It was a bad history. This is kind of pre-Civil War activity. It's pretty scary. He mentioned Scalise, and that was a Bernie Sanders supporter who attempted to murder those congressmen. No Republican blamed Bernie Sanders. They said they understood this was one of his supporters gone amok, but it would be wonderful if the Democrats would renounce violence and tell their supporters to back down and to stop violence, not encourage it.
Hey, I hear you. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah. Anyway, Deneen, Doug, thank you.
Thanks, Trish.
Good to have you guys here tonight. Coming up, Huma Abedin and Anthony Weiner.